here at Lost and Found Classics at the Mecum auction in Tulsa, Oklahoma, with some absolutely beautiful vehicles. And we are going to walk around the auction block, take a look and see what's for sale here. I got my friend Doug with me.
Hey, man.
We are going to roll. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. So as long as my battery keeps going, we'll be good to go.
Okay.
So 76 Trans Am. Let's just walk down the block and just see. So this is a Trans Am. What's really cool is that it's a 4-speed car. Shaker hood. So basically what they did was they took the air cleaner so that when the engine rumbles, when the engine actually, you know, when you rev up the engine, the shaker actually moves through the hood. That's kind of what that purpose was. But this one's a real Trans Am 4-speed car, which makes it super cool. Here at Mecum, lots of cool stuff.
Tell me about this old truck here.
That one there. This is an old F1 Ford. Pretty nice. Nothing super special. It's just an F1, but it is black. The flathead's in it, which is really nice. Really decent body on the truck.
A 50.
Yeah, really neat piece. Next to the Trans Am. Now, if we don't get ran over as we're walking through here, we can walk through all these cars and start just checking out what's on the block. So Doug's been asking me all kinds of fun questions as we've been here, and this is his. This is his first Mecum auction. First time. So we're looking at VIN numbers. We're checking out, seeing what matches. Here's a really good one. Here's another Judge.
Another one.
Don't get run over by the Mustang. We don't want to do that today. But here's another Judge. Somebody got their fingerprints all over it.
Oh, man. 69.
So, this is the one that went through the block already.
Okay.
At 55.
It didn't sell, but
Yeah, it didn't sell. Like I said, prices are down. The market is definitely correcting itself. We've already watched some of the auctions. If you're paying attention, the auctions are happening way over there. We'll go back over to the auctions here in a little bit. And hey Andrew, hey guys. Thanks for commenting, liking. Now this thing's cool. So this guy here, they put a 5.7 Hemi in this thing. This thing actually just went through the block, but they've got a newer fuel injected Hemi motor in here. Really, really nice job. So what they did here, Doug, is they took a newer fuel injected motor, a newer 5.7 Hemi, and typically you've got like all your electronics and stuff on your intake and your fuel rails. What they did was they bought this aftermarket Edelbrock carbureted intake, and then they went ahead and put a throttle body on the top of it. So it looks like it's a carburetor, but it's actually fuel injected. So you get the benefit of, like, you get the benefit of it looking like an older build, but instead of it actually being an older build, you get all the newer technology. So you can see even here, you see the newer water pump, and instead of having like your typical old school V-belts, which is what you would have, and you'd have all these brackets here that you'd have to adjust and do a bunch of stuff with, you end up getting modern drivetrain in an older classic car. And that's what the guys are doing. And then if you look down in here, you can see they did a bunch of suspension modifications. They got rid of the clunky Mopar suspension, which is pretty typical of problem on these things, and instead they put a rack and pinion in here. So I mean, not only does this thing look really cool, but it's got all modern technology inside of it. They got custom built headers for it. I mean, so it's basically like you're driving in an old car, but you're actually experiencing what it's like to drive in a newer car. So really, really neat piece.
let's buy it.
Let's buy it. Doug said, let's buy it. Doug brought deep pockets, I guess, because I don't remember bringing enough cash for that one. The C10s are going through the roof, so I don't understand what's happening in the market with the C10s, you guys. Thanks, hey everybody for commenting, guys. Thanks for joining me here live at Mecum in Tulsa, Oklahoma. But like, this is a long bed truck. It's not a short bed, not a factory short bed. You would think that the short beds are bringing the big dollars, but unfortunately, well, I shouldn't say unfortunately. Fortunately, they are bringing big dollars, but even these long beds, like this truck went across the block and brought $37,000 for a long bed Cheyenne C10. I mean, a couple years ago, these trucks were not bringing this kind of money, and yet here they are starting to bring that kind of money. Really nice stuff. Guys out here, keep walking around. Ooh, look at the coupe. I gotta watch out for the folks. Check out this guy here. Really nice. Looks to be like a 32. It is a 32. And they did the typical cardinal sin. They put a small block Chevy in a Ford. We're gonna forgive them. We're gonna forgive them.
Okay.
Looks like it might actually. Looks like it's got some old paint issues. Explains why, you know, it kind of went for. But this is really cool. Look at the wood grain that they did, the woodwork that they did in here.
Wow.
Really nice job. Good job on the seats, good job on the top. You can see, even in the back end, I mean, everything fits really well. Usually these things are kind of clunky when it comes to the gaps, but this one actually has some pretty nice gaps on it. Really decent job. Sorry about my phone quality, guys. My phone is just not giving you the full scope of how beautiful this car actually is, even with the older paint and the older weld wheels on it. It's definitely an older build, but something you could jump in, you could drive, and you can have a good time with. Lots of cool stuff. We're gonna keep walking through. I think this is, Doug, I think this is the NSX that already sold.
Okay.
This is the NSX we watched come across the block over here. So let's check out, I think it was one of 49 black NSXs with tan interior. Now, for you guys that are domestic guys and you know you don't really have any appreciation for some of the import stuff, this is an NSX. This is a 96 NSX. It's got 10,657. Oh, there's this 57 original miles. This is one of only 49 produced. It's only 270 horsepower, but the thing is super light, and they're really fun cars to drive. Matt, you want to see the Lamborghini? Yeah, there's several Lamborghinis here. Actually, there's one going across the block right now. I will try to get over to the Lamborghinis as long as my phone continues to go, but here's the NSX. Really, really sweet, really clean NSX. It is an automatic. I thought it was a manual, but it's an automatic. But still, super cool car. These were neat. I actually grew up. So these K5, K10 U.S. Army Blazers. I grew up near a military base, so I saw these things driving around all the time. They were never anything special to me until I got older and I realized they put heavier duty axles in them and guys like to use them for off-road purposes. Yeah. But I don't know what somebody did here. Like some of these cars, guys, I'm just gonna be totally honest. Like you can see these paint imperfections. You can tell that somebody slapped this thing together. They just sanded it down. They put flat black over the top, or flat green over the top of it, the olive drab green over the top of it. I mean, it's got a blue dash with whatever you want to call that, saddle color seats. You know, you always get a few people that just try to slap something together for auctions. Still be a fun off-road piece, but I've seen a couple of vehicles here. I was kind of disappointed in the quality of them and what's been done. Now this one shocked me. This C10 really shocked me going across the block. So this short bed C10 was right after a 57 short bed Chevy pickup. The 57 Chevy only brought 35,000 and ended up going across the block and not selling. This one went to 40,000 and still didn't sell. So one piece glass, power windows, really nice piece. They did a really good job. It's got this suede metallic gray to it, and you can see, like, I'm a certified PPG painter, guys. Let's see here, what's Matt? What are you saying, buddy? After that, can we see the Lamborghini? There's one car there that I know is not there. A tank. Yeah, probably not a tank, buddy. I don't know, but you never know. You'll see how things go through the years. But guys, as a certified PPG painter, as somebody who is a welder, a fabricator, who has built a ton of vehicles, one of the things that's really hard for me in shows like this is, like, I can see the body lines where they didn't finish sanding things properly, and it drives me nuts. It's one of the reasons for years, like, even in here, you can see, if you guys are looking closely at this, you can tell somebody didn't finish the bodywork right in here. And in order to cover up the imperfections of the bodywork, like even in the jam, look, they didn't even seam seal in here, which that's a problem because these trucks typically rust right out in this area. If you look at the gutters aren't even finished seam sealed, and they put this suede silver on here to try to hide all of the imperfections of the truck. So personally, if I was the person that built this, 40 grand, I would have taken 40 grand and run all day long, because again, it's really not a finished truck, although it does look like a finished truck. I'm not trying to ruin anything for you guys. The interior is beautiful. The back bed is absolutely gorgeous. They've got a lot of nice stuff on here, but they just really dropped the ball on the paint and body. Not trying to be picky, guys, just letting you know, like, this is the kind of stuff that goes on. You guys got to be careful, especially if you're gonna come out here and try to buy something. Let's see if we can find something else kind of cool. There's a Fox body over there. Doug's looking at the International Harvester, because Doug's gonna buy a farm, so he needs an International Harvester. Is that right?
I bought the farm.
You bought the farm? Okay. Was it the funny farm?
Yeah.
You bought the funny farm. So here's a replica. This went across the block. I was actually shocked that this car brought 45. And you're gonna say, but it's a Cobra replica. Why wouldn't it bring 45? Because it has a rebuilt title. So this actually was a car that was in a wreck, and to my understanding, the title was actually rebuilt. Although it was signed, the car's been signed by Shelby. Let's see here. The car was signed by Shelby. Boom. Which, before he passed, I actually got to meet Shelby in the early 2000s. He was a super nice guy. He would answer any of your questions. And then I hung around him for a little while and spent some time with him. And he's like, man, he goes, you just want to hang out with me, don't you? I said, yes, sir. I definitely want to hang out with Shelby as long as I can. So that was a really fun experience. I was in my early 20s. It was really, really great. But again, 45 grand for a rebuilt title car. I don't think I'd go that high personally, but maybe it's good for a core for somebody who's going to build one. So this is a replica. Let's see, Boop. I'm probably going to say your name wrong, bro. Sorry about that, but Boop Pope. I'm sorry, man. That is a replica Cobra. Yeah, that's a replica Shelby. Not an original Shelby. Otherwise, we'd be looking at a couple mil right there. A couple solid $1 million car right there. And the auction's happening in the background right now. So most of these cars that we're looking at right here with my buddy Doug, he's never been to a car auction like this before. He's actually a musician. He's an incredible musician. I love him. He has just been like a fatherly figure to me. He's an incredible guy. So I took him here for the very first time. So he's seeing cars that he's never seen before, bringing him back to Chevelles and stuff he drove early on in the early days. All right, let's look at something fun. Check out this Challenger. If we can get the folks out of the way. Here we go. Check out this Challenger. Beautiful. Looks like, I think that's a sassy grass green. This one went across the block right here. Matt, I am in Tulsa, Oklahoma at the Mecum car auction. So this is the Mecum Classic Car Auction. It is actually should be live right now on TV as well. Their YouTube channel should also be live, which I don't want to divert you to somebody else's YouTube channel while I'm live at the show, but this is a look of the kind of show that you don't get to see. Like, you don't get to see this behind the scenes area. So like, this is a Plymouth Prowler. with the matching optional trailer. So you could order the Prowler when the Prowler was first available. You could order the Prowler, but you could order the matching trailer with it as well, which was an additional amount of money. So what's cool about this one is it doesn't just have the Prowler; it actually has the matching trailer. These cars should have been worth a little bit more through the years. My father had a boss that he worked for in the collision industry. He bought 2 of these things brand new, thinking they were going to be worth a fortune, and they just ended up falling flat on their face because they didn't really have very much power. Here's your Vets, guys. Let's see what else we can find that's actually super unique. So for me, I see a lot of Corvettes all the time, and you got your T-Top Z28 3rd gen Camaro. Now this is odd. You don't normally see a Tiburon. Goodness, a Tiburon. I don't even know what to say about the Tiburon. They weren't fast. They weren't fast cars. They weren't fast, and they weren't furious in any way, shape, or form. Here we go. Let's look at this 68 Camaro. Here's a 327. Now, what's interesting about this car that I'm noticing just right off the bat is it's a 68 because it doesn't have, so the identification changes here. This is a really easy way to identify the difference between a 67 and a 68 Camaro. 68 Camaro has a one-piece glass like this one does. 67 has a vent window. So that's a real easy way. Now this is pretty cool. Here is the build sheet for this car, July 27th, 1968. And what's unique, what really grabbed my attention about this car was we were walking by is not just that it's a Camaro, but here is the interesting part. This stripe, this white stripe, was common with the RS Rally Sport option. However, this car was ordered with the stripe without the RS package. If it was an RS package, which is the Rally Sport package, what you would see is headlights with folding doors that open and close. So you would have hideaway headlights on the RS package, and then you would also have in the rear of the car, you'd also have the RS badges, obviously. Ooh, houndstooth interior, look at that. On the back, if it was a super sport, or not a super sport, if it was an RS car, you see how the backup lights here are in the rear taillight panel? In an RS, both of these lights are solid red, and the backup light is actually down here in the panel. So if this was a Rally Sport car, you'd have this light down here, just a tiny little square, and both of those would be red. So that's just kind of like the fun stuff that you learn through the years. Look at that package on the back. Look at that hump on that thing. Woo! Continental package on that Cadillac, Doug. That's all you, buddy. You need a black suit. You love it? You need a black suit. You need to ride this thing. This giant, what are those, 3.5 inch white walls? 4 inch white walls? Goodness.
Like 4 inch.
It looked like a 4 inch white wall to me too. Beautiful Cadillac. Absolutely gorgeous. Coupe de Ville. Oh, look at that pearl. It's kind of hard to see, but there's actually like a pearl in here. They actually put a little bit of a pearl over the white. Needs a good buffing. Wow. That's really nice. Clean little bug. Goodness. Chevelle wagon. That's cool. There's your 68 Malibu wagon or Chevelle wagon. Those are super neat. There's your Ram Air Firebird. What else we got around here? So there's your Suburban. Let's find something cool though. I want to find something like super cool. Like this stuff is neat, but where do they keep where you keep the good stuff? Hey, where you guys keep the good stuff? There's a GT 65 or 66 Mustang, or at least it's got a GT panel on it. So if you look at the back of that 65 or 66 Mustang,
Oh yeah.
you can tell it's got a GT package because it has the trumpets coming out of the back. You know all about trumpets.
Oh yeah.
But out of the back lower panel, if you look at the back lower valance there, if it's got dual exhaust coming out of the back, either A, somebody added it, or B, it's a factory GT car.
Okay.
Otherwise, it didn't have that. So, lots of fun stuff.
Wow, this is cool. What's this?
That is cool.
Is that a Packard?
Looks like a Plymouth. but I could be wrong. This is a little earlier than me. Oh, it's a Pontiac. 34 Pontiac. Once you get into like the 20s and 30s, I
That's so sweet.
have to start asking questions myself. But you put me 50s, 60s, and 70s, I got you all day. Help you walk through that, navigate that. Clean little C10, big block C10. There's some power for you. Who's coming by? Oh, there's another Super Sport. Another Super Sport driving by. I feel like we're getting further away from the good stuff. Corvette. Yeah, there's a little. So this is what's considered. This is what's considered a dent side Ford. So this little indentation right here, if you see that little indentation,
Yeah.
it goes all the way down the side of the body. So 1973 to 1979 Ford pickups are considered a dent side because the side is dented. And then 1967 to 1972, it was a bump side because it actually bumped out.
Oh, okay.
So there's bump sides and dent sides. And then you can tell this is 78 or 79. It's got the right grille in it. And then square headlights, there were two options depending on the trim package. You either had round headlights or you had square headlights. So some people think that, well, just because it has square headlights, it's automatically a 79, which doesn't necessarily make it true. The trim package on this one, for example, this is a Ranger. So the Ranger would have come with the larger headlights, the square headlights. So cool stuff like that. You know. Super fun. Oh, that's cool. Your grandparents have an 09 GT500. That's awesome, man. That's so much fun. Speaking of which, hey, look at that. Look at the Shelby going by. Now that's definitely a resto mod. It's definitely not an original Shelby, that's for sure. They wouldn't have changed some of the things that are on the car that I can see. But I've been waiting for a 67 or 68 fastback to go across the block. So I guess we'll see. I'm really curious what that one brings because next week I'm bringing home a 67 fastback that's been sitting in a field for a while. Here comes. So this is how they get them over to the auction block. If you guys want to see a little bit of behind the scenes, they keep those tow rigs underneath of them. That is. It's not only is it a convertible, but check it out. If you look closely, this is a suicide door car. So the back door is open that way and the front door is open the other direction, which is typical Lincoln. Did you notice that, Doug?
Sporty.
They've got it's a factory suicide door car. So what that means is the back door opens up this way and the front door opens up. Yeah, so they're like barn doors when you're standing next to the car.
What is that, like a 62 or
In that range.
60, 61?
Yeah, I think it might be a little newer than that because it's not as large, but it's in that 60s range. These things have been bringing good money too. These Blazers. These C10 Blazers, these K10 C10s, they're bringing good money. Oh, here, speaking of which, here comes another one. Let's take a look and see what these guys are doing over here. He's over here running. They're getting ready to pull them across the block. So this is pretty cool, guys. Like, you guys get a behind the scenes look across the block before they even cross the block. So this truck will be on TV shortly, probably in the next hour or two. And then you got this awesome, look at that Bronco. Another 78, 79 Bronco. Here he comes. Oh, here comes the F1. The F1 is coming out. Very cool. Really, really well built. This K2500, K20 here. Now, one of the things, you guys, really important information that'll help you identify these trucks a little better is when they are the half tons, they're considered a K10. And when they're 3/4 ton, they become your K20. So K stands for 4-wheel drive, C stands for 2-wheel drive. So you got your C10s and you got your C50, your C20 and C30s, and then you got your K10s, your K20s, and your K30s in your 4-wheel drive. So the C and the K denotes whether or not it's 2-wheel drive or 4-wheel drive. So really neat pieces here. Let's see what else. Oh, here's another one. I mean, C10s, K10s are hot. They're bringing a lot of money right now. Real good return on investment. Guys are making really good money. This is actually a very clean truck. Wow, that's a clean truck. I mean, you really get a good look up close, especially when they're this high, and you can see the metallic blue. It doesn't have any sand scratches in it, and they did a really nice job touching this thing up and spraying it. Really nice wheels. Undercarriage looks really good. They did a nice job detailing. Real nice exhaust. This truck should bring real good money. In fact, I think this truck may have already gone along the block. We'll turn around and we'll look. Now see, I went and said that the paint job looked good, and then I went and found this. Look at this, guys. So this is one of those things you can't see it on TV. If you look real closely, you'll see dark spots and you'll see light spots. So when they sprayed this, when they actually painted this hood, they didn't 50-50 overlap properly when they were spraying the hood. And so what they got was, they got metallic streaks in the paint. So you can see there's dark, and then there's light, and then there's dark, and then there's light. You don't see that going across the block, and you can easily miss it if you don't have somebody here with you when you're looking at this kind of stuff. But still, even with my little nitpicking that I have on it, right? Look at that. It's still a beautiful truck. They still did a really, really nice job overall. But again, a lot of these vehicles going across the block, you know, they put these things together. Let's see, did it sell? Boom, sold. Very cool. Very cool. Somebody got a new ride today. All right, let's keep looking. El Camino. Let's see what else is over here. I think I lost Doug. Nope, there's Doug. I didn't lose Doug. That's good. Miss Patty would be really upset if I lost Doug. Let's look at this goofy little roadster thing. What in the world is that? What is that? Who did that? Please don't do that again, whoever did this. Oh my goodness. Look, they just, sorry guys, I don't mean to laugh, but they just took this square stock, squared this thing off, stuck a big block in it. I don't even know what that is. Like, what is that, what is that, a bath? Like, I think they used a bathtub or something, Doug. I don't know what they did there. They just made some kind of thing. I have no clue. And then back here, look at that. They brought the square stock. So this is really bad design, bad engineering. So right in here, you got the square stock going over and straight up, just like that. I mean, what in the world? And it does look like a Model T, but it's not, unfortunately. It looks like a Model T. Somebody tried to make a Model T, but it's not a Model T. Somebody actually fabricated and made this thing, like made this fiberglass body, and then they made this steel chassis, and then they stuck this fuel cell in it, in this battery tray. So, I don't know. I mean, the master cylinder, look at this. That's where you're filling up your brake reservoir. What in the world?
A first aid kit.
Yeah, well, you're gonna need it. The first aid kit, you're gonna need it if you're driving this thing. That is, I'm sorry, but that is scary stuff right there. I don't know what they were thinking. I mean, I guess, you know, to each their own, but my goodness, I have no clue what they were doing. What do you got over there? Oh, that one. Oh, yeah. Oh, that actually looks like one I painted many years ago in Arizona. I did a truck just like this for a guy in Arizona. It's not the same truck though, because this is, goodness, what is that, 1.5 tons? This is a major farm truck. Major heavy duty farm truck. Pinstriping's cool. Whoever did the striping work, they did a nice job. They touched it up. Now there's your T-bucket right there. That's your Model T right there. That's your T-bucket. We'll come look at a T-bucket here in a minute.
46.
The 46 Dodge. Really nice truck. Really good job.
One solid dude.
It is. Now let's look at the Roadster. Look at that. A little T-bucket right there. Yeah, this is a Speedway Motors frame and chassis. I can tell because I've owned one. So all of this front suspension and everything, you can buy all this kit from Speedway Motors. You buy the frame and everything, and then it's a fiberglass body. The way you can tell it's a fiberglass body, just from the distance, is number one, you don't have any seams on the firewall, and number two, your doors don't open at all. They're just one whole piece. So that's how you can really tell, you know, is this a fiberglass? Now what's cool, and you don't see this often, is it actually has a 351 Cleveland motor in it, which is pretty uncommon. You usually get a small block Chevy or a small block Ford. You don't often get a 351 Cleveland. So this little thing is light. It is fiberglass light. It has got some nice meat on the back, and it's got a big old Cleveland motor in it. This thing's gonna rip. Whoever bought this thing is gonna have an absolute blast. Now, the only thing I would change is this steering wheel looks kind of cool. It does look kind of neat, but it's not gonna be fun driving down the road with that kind of power. You're gonna need a little bit more leverage than that to be safe on the road. I know, again, because I've owned T-buckets, and they're super fun cars. What's also cool is he's got the two-piece glass. He's got the upper and lower glass, which means when he's driving, the wind won't smack him in the face too bad. My last T-bucket only had the lower glass, and it's miserable to drive because the wind is just constantly whipping in your face. And out here in Oklahoma, where the wind blows swiftly on the plains, it's no fun. Doug has found a 5-window.
But there's 6.
Technically, you're correct. There's 6 windows. You're right, but it's called a 5-window. Doug is making a genuine observation. He's like, there's 6 windows. So the reason why it's a 5-window is because the corner glass. So these had,
Counts as one.
yeah. So you've got your the 2 corner pieces. The majority of these trucks only ended up with one big piece of glass across the back. And if I remember correctly, there was 2 different sizes. There was a small back glass and a large back glass, kind of like your C10s. Your C10s, when you look at your C10s, they have the small back glass, the medium back glass, or the large back glass. This is what's considered a 5-window because it has this corner glass. These are very valuable, very sought after, and it looks like somebody left something on because that little red light is on. Hopefully it doesn't kill the battery. Oh, the ignition switch is still on. Let's just shut that off for them. There we go. Now the battery won't be dead. Yes, I just did that. I just saved somebody's battery so they're able to drive out of here. They left it on. They leave the keys in these things. Obviously, you're not just going to drive out of here, but really, really nice. Very nice build. I like the color. I like the color a lot. I think the color is really nice.
What do they call it?
Like a oh goodness, like a turquoise kind of.
Yeah, or
What is that? Mauve, I think.
there's a name for it.
Gotcha. Even here on the top of the bed rails, though, like even when you look in here, Doug, you don't see sand scratches where somebody did body work or anything.
Yeah.
You know, it is a very high-end job. Somebody really did a great job on this thing. Goodness. So I don't know what this is. That's a first for me. What is this thing?
Ocean.
A Fisker? I'm assuming. Guys, I don't know what this thing is. Honestly, I know classic cars, but I don't know what this thing is. Oh man. Look at that. It's kind of neat. Is it electric or is it? I wonder what this thing is. Let's look. Original MSRP was $72,000. Only 5,000 were produced. Okay, well that makes, yeah, dual motor, all-wheel drive. So it's an electric vehicle. It's electric, yeah. Boogie woogie woogie. You know, so you can do the electric slide with that thing.
Yeah.
All right, Doug. All right, so so Doug, this is actually a thing to drive your vehicle looking like this. It's called patina.
Okay.
So they don't call it rust, they call it patina.
Patina.
Patina. And I'm a big fan of it myself. I actually like the patina. Oh, here, let's just scoot over. There we go. She's just cruising. There we go. Anyhow, so this is a patina build. Looks like a 59 or a 60. I want to say 58. Okay, pretty close. They changed the grill. So basically what guys do, I'm just talking to my buddy Doug and filling him in here, and you guys get to listen in on the fun conversations. But basically what they do is you drag an old truck like this out of the field, and then you rebuild all the suspension, you rebuild all the drivetrain, you do the interior, and then you just drive it like this. And then this way you don't have to worry about paint. And it looks like what they did was they put either sweet patina or Poppy's patina, which is a chemical that you can put over the top of it to preserve the patina. So pretty neat. Pretty neat. I like patina builds. I think they're still somewhat underrated, just because when paint's $1,000 to $1,500 a gallon now, and if you're buying good quality PPG stuff, you know, patina's the thing. There's a nice GMC Jimmy, 4x4 Jimmy. Really nice. Clean, very clean. Really nice interior. Is this like an original? Well, I can see the shrinking. So you can see, I don't know if you guys can see this. I can see these things, and like I said, I hate to pick on things, but like when you get real close, if you're looking at a paint job and you want to buy something like this at an auction, if you get really close, you can see the sand scratches, and painting something a color like this hides sand scratches. Now this might be the original color for the truck too, so I don't want to accuse anybody of anything, but what ends up happening is maybe in that reflection you can see it, you get these like X marks when you look real close, and it just means somebody's repainted it. So you got to be careful. What guys are doing is they're like, even here you can see like right in these dimples, they didn't finish things out. There you go. There's some, you can see sand scratches right in there. You know, you really want a professional with you if you're going to be spending this kind of money. Here's a really sweet Ranchero. Oh, it's a center console car. I wonder if let's go to the other side. So I really enjoy the bucket seats and consoles in the 68 all the way up to 71 Rancheros and Torinos. So this is your bucket seat console Ranchero, which is pretty rare. Okay, sounds good. I'll come back and catch up with you. Doug's gonna go take a quick break. So what's really cool about this car is like this center console here and bucket seats, very rare, especially in maroon. It's about $1,000 console, just the console by itself, not including the bucket seats. So I'm just gonna try to back up so I don't walk into somebody here, but very, very nice Ranchero, 302 car. That's a quality car right there. Doug has had his time. He's gonna go relax. He's gonna go back over to the auction, which we'll do that in just a minute. Actually, I'm gonna take you guys over to where the action is happening. If you guys wanna hang tight with me and you're not doing anything today and you don't mind the annoyance of my voice. So here's a really nice one. This is a really clean C10 build. Again, if you look real close, you can see the sand scratches. You can see all the sand scratches right in here. So these are the kinds of things as a paint and body specialist that I notice, and I hate it because I can't just enjoy stuff half the time. Even in the cowl panel, you can see the sand scratches in the cowl panel. My phone's probably doing a horrible job at it, but who really cares? It's a driver. This is a beautiful driver, C10. This thing, this 72 is absolutely just, I'd drive it every day. I'd have to drive this thing everywhere, all the time. I don't care. Because they're fun. They're really fun trucks. Standard small block Chevy. Nothing super special, but again, drivable, right? Something you can jump in and enjoy. Isn't that what we all want? Not a lot of Impalas. There's an Impala though. I think the Lamborghini may have gone across the block. Ooh, so this is either a 110 or a 210 post. This was a 210 post, 1955. They put the shark's tooth grill inside of it. Really neat. Kind of brings you back to the, oh goodness. What's the name? Oh, 67, 68 Chevelle bucket seats in it. 4-speed car with overdrive. And kind of reminds you of American Graffiti, the 55 from American Graffiti, if you guys are familiar with that movie at all. Spotlights for dragging late at night. That's why guys used to put the spotlights on those cars back in the day, is they put spotlights on there so that they can hit the roads, the back roads, and somebody would be able to see what's actually going on. This is a really nice short bed. Again, I'm walking up on it. I can see all the orange peel and the sand scratches. I don't know why, guys. It just seems like nobody wants to sand and buff their final work. This is one of the ways to really solve the sand scratch issues in the paint is but like even this one, there's solvent pop in it because they painted it way too fast. You can see where they've tried to do some buffing work and they burned through. Right there, they burned through with the buffer. Again, these are all the little things that I pick up on just, again, as a certified PPG painter. Let's go walk around and find some more cool stuff. I don't know if my battery life is doing well. I'll have to check that. Here you go. That's a sweet K5 right there. Again, these are the trucks that seem to be bringing the money right now. You know, these K5s, these C10s really seem to be where the market's at. I was looking at the 55 to 57 Chevy pickups, and these K5s are actually bringing more than the 55 to 57 Chevy pickup trucks right now, which is just staggering to me. This is a really nice build. They also did an LS swap in it, so you can see the LS motor. So there's your fuel injected, probably just a 5.3 out of a Tahoe Suburban, you know, your early 2000s Chevy pickup trucks. Probably just pulled it out of that. Coil packs on top, give it away. Nice set of headers on here. I mean, this is just a great build that you can jump in. One of the things I do like about the Blazers and the Broncos is that you can just throw your whole family in there and go off-roading. I've got a 74 Highboy F250, and I told my wife, I'm like, man, you know, I'd really like to have a Bronco or something like that where we could all fit in here a little bit easier, because the 4-speed four-wheel drive on that truck makes it a little bit hard with all of us in there at times. But this one sold. This was shocking. This is the one that sold right after the 57 Chevy pickup. So the 57 Chevy pickup went across the block, and it only went up to $35,000. And I was like, man, that truck should be a $50,000 truck. This truck, I think this is the one that went for 36 or something like that, 37. It was more than the 57 Chevy pickup. And I was just like, man, should I be building C10s right now? Because I got a shop here in Oklahoma where I'm building stuff as well. This thing is sweet. This GTO is absolutely beautiful. Really, really well done. You can see in the metallics, it looks really nice. The striping is really clean. The door panels, everything lines up really, really well. Proper fold down seat. So it's got the correct bucket seats with the proper button on the back for the gear, and the optional headrest, which is awesome. Center console, automatic, and I mean, full package, gauge package, and again, a real GTO. Unfortunately, somebody cut speakers into the back. I don't know why they did that, but remember, these cars at one point were just drivers. Nobody really cared at that point that these cars were going to be worth that kind of money. So really nice driver quality car. Oh, hood tack. Can't believe I missed the hood tack. Those are my favorite. My 70 Mach 1 had a hood tack, and I really enjoyed it very, very much. This thing went for a steal. This truck is like, I think it was like 10,000 miles, something like that. Don't quote me on that, but it was pretty low miles. This crew cab dually went for like 11.5. Low mileage truck, beautiful interior. This truck would look great, guys, in my opinion. I do a lot of air ride and chassis and suspension work. To me, this truck would look phenomenal if it was on air ride and laid flat out on the ground. You're free to disagree. Just make sure you like, share, and subscribe. And nice Monte Carlo Super Sport, 15,000 miles. Let's keep rolling. Nice vet. Let's head back over near the auction, see what kind of action. If you see something as I'm walking, you want to hear a little bit more about it, leave a comment here. Yeah, I really like the trucks too. I like them a lot. There's a nice split bumper Camaro. This stuff is my jam, guys. I can't tell you how much I enjoy being here. Ooh, yes. Look at that Super B. Woo! GTO. Man. All right, let's keep going. Oh, here's that pace car. So you remember, guys, I was telling you earlier the difference between the 67 and the 68, if you were with me in the beginning. So this is a 67. We know it's a 67. Again, because we have our vent window. 68's a one-piece glass. I shared that with you earlier. Here's the other thing. This car is a rally sport, super sport car. So the fact that it is a super sport rally sport car, you could tell because there's headlight doors here. The headlight doors open and close, which makes this an RS rally sport car. So this is an SS 350, but it's also a pace car. So that's a pace car convertible. And it's a manual 4-speed car with tachometer. Lots of great options. Beautiful car. Typically when you see the pace cars, the 69 pace cars, they're usually the white and the orange. You don't normally see a 67 pace car. Same thing with the back of the RS. Remember I told you earlier, if it's not an RS, it had the backup light up here. If it is an RS, the backup light's down there. So you see the solid tail light and the backup light down here. It's another marker for the RS package, as well as there's going to be a tag on the cowl panel. I believe it's L7 is the code for Rally Sport. I have to double check for 67, but it's something like that. And then this beautiful 67 big block convertible Chevelle. Oh, look at the purple on that Olds. Wow. I'm big on colors, guy. 442. All right. I don't see the Lamborghini. I don't know where the Lamborghini went. Let's see if we can maybe go down. Oh, this thing was really cool. Check out this Mustang 2. This is a Mustang 2, a 78 Mustang 2. Now, I have never seen a Mustang 2 that I liked until today. This has been at SEMA multiple times. This car has a full cage. The body's been widened, front and rear. They've done a lot of sheet metal work to this car. This car is fully caged. 6-speed. Look at them gauges. Beautiful job. And then what they used was they grafted in the 71 to 73 Mustang Ram Air hood onto the factory Mustang 2 hood. So even though it's a Mustang 2, the way that they widened the body and then added the Ram Air to it looks really, really good. I mean, just for a Mustang 2, I am beyond impressed. I am beyond impressed. A little Fox body. All right, let's head back over to the auction. And I'm probably gonna, there you go, really clean vet. Here comes a really clean roadster. Folks are trying to go through here. Let's head back over to the auction. There's the Lightning. Wow, high bid was 12, that's it for that Lightning. Those were going for 20 about a year ago, 2 years ago-ish. So I'll show you what it looks like as you are looking at the auction from TV. I'm gonna come over here and I'll show you. Oh, you wanted to see the Lamborghini? We'll go look at the Lamborghini. It's down there in the auction block area. So this is what it looks like. There's the Lamborghini. There's the actual auction itself, the location in which the auction takes place. Let's go down and look at the Lamborghini. It looks like he's getting ready to fire it up. Thing sounds absolutely sweet. That flat plane motor. I don't know if this is gonna let me flip. Yeah, it will. There we go. Hey guys. Hey, thanks for joining me here today. I'm having an absolute blast. I'm gonna come down here and look at this Lamborghini and some of these other cars. Then we're gonna join Doug at the auction block and look at some of the cars. A couple cars go across the auction block. I think it'll be super fun. So he's gonna fire up this Lamborghini. So ready? Here we go. Watch out so I don't get ran over. Let's walk over to the Lamborghini. So here's the Lamborghini. There we go. Sorry for all the shaking, guys. See if I can zoom out some. There we go. There's your Lamborghini. Absolutely beautiful looking car. You're all right, man. Don't worry about it. So there's the Lamborghini. There's your Super B. There's a 21 window. This is what's considered a 21 window Safari. The front windows tilt out, and it's a rag top on the top, which makes it a Safari. So all your side glass pops out. That's your Safari. And then this gorgeous 57 Chevy Bel Air convertible. I'm gonna make sure I'm not gonna get ran over. Absolutely gorgeous. And I'm hoping he's gonna start up this Lamborghini. I'm wondering why he's the only one sitting here. Start up this Trans Am, I guess. Let's see if he starts it up. Looks like a 78. Beautiful, beautiful Trans Am. T-top shaker car. All right. Beautiful Bronco over there. Let me see if I can squeeze by a couple folks. All right. Ooh, there's a brand new Z06. Gonna hit the block. Look at this bad boy. Boom. There's air ducts. Split bumper Z28. Real thing, because you can see the RS lights on the front of it. Caged. Tubbed. Beautiful, beautiful Bronco. First gen Bronco. Really, really cool. 72, small block 302. Beautiful truck. Little convertible Mustang. Oh, let's go. Let's look at the fuel injection on this Corvette. Let's look at this fuel injection. Yeah! Look at that. Look at that beautiful fuel injection setup. Everything's chromed, everything's detailed. Absolutely gorgeous job onto the hood of this Corvette. Absolutely beautiful job. All right, I keep saying we're gonna head over to the auction. Let's head over to the auction. Oh, here's another Lamborghini. You guys wanted to see another Lamborghini. This is an 84 Lamborghini, I believe. This is an 84 Lamborghini. You don't really see these often. The background noise is getting a little loud. But here you go, check it out. Early Lamborghini technology. All right, let's head over to the Copo. Factory Copo. Big block Copo. All right, it's official. I am actually gonna head over towards the auction. You ready? Guys, thank you for watching this with me. I'm gonna probably cut off here in about 5 minutes, but I want you to see this. Listen, before you guys leave, before you guys take off, do me a favor, would you like, share, and subscribe this? Be sure to subscribe to the channel, guys. I have so much more content coming out soon. Classic cars I found in backyards here at Lost and Found Classics.
Five, 45, 42, 45, 45, 45 pounds 7, 47 a bed, 47 pounds out of 7 a bed, 45 pounds out of 47, 45 a bed, 47 pounds out of bed, 45 a bed, 45 bed, 47 pounds, 47, 50.
So that's what the auction actually looks like. You can kind of see it behind me. Here at the Tulsa, Oklahoma Mecum auction. It's been such a pleasure to be here. I'm going to be here for probably a few more hours. I might go live again. I'm not sure. But guys, listen, like, share, and subscribe. I have some pretty cool finds that I'm dragging out of backyards. Some swap meets, some car shows. I've got some long form video content that's actually going to come out. I got about 20 videos that I have to edit and get out with some pretty rare cars that you don't normally see. Next weekend, if everything goes well, I am dragging a 1967 Mustang Fastback factory 390 S-Code car out of the woods. It's going to be so much fun to record and document that car, as well as all the other rare cars that I bump into. So follow me here as I chase classic cars, as I do the thing that I really enjoy doing. And I thank you guys so much for joining me here today at Mecum, Tulsa, Oklahoma. Like, share, subscribe. Bless you guys.